Please be seated. Good afternoon. I am John Anderson, the Provost at Middle Georgia State University. It is an honor to welcome you to campus today and join with staff, faculty, parents, relatives, friends, guests, and dignitaries to celebrate our spring 2019 graduating class. We extend our appreciation to all who have been involved in the planning and preparing for today's commencement ceremony. Their efforts have made this a day that you, especially the graduates, will remember. This commencement ceremony is one of 3 held on campus today, with more than 600 students participating in graduation this semester. Holding 3 events allows graduates to participate in smaller, more intimate ceremonies celebrating their success, along those graduating with similar degrees. We also sought to keep the ceremonies at a reasonable length, which many people have appreciated. At this time, I would like to direct your attention to the first row. You will notice there is an empty chair draped in black cloth. This chair has been placed there in remembrance of all the students, staff, and faculty that we have lost this year. Please join me in a moment of silence to remember the hard work and dedication they put in during their time at Middle Georgia State University. Thank you. Today we celebrate a commencement, a new beginning. For graduates, that will mean leaving an area of comfort, leaving the classroom of learning, and possibly parting ways with close friends. This commencement will include entering a new pattern of life, a new schedule, a new set of responsibilities in work and in life. But before the candidates for graduation move on, let's enjoy this commencement ceremony together and celebrate what has been accomplished. Candidates, you have received a lot of help in getting here today. This help has come from many people, including your family, your friends, possibly donors of a scholarship, and members of the Middle Georgia State University community. You've been prepared well, and now will have the opportunity to use your new knowledge, skills, abilities, and your global perspective to do something good in the world, to lighten someone's burden, to build and to shape humanity, and to make the world a better place. As we commence sending you off on that journey, let's let you take a minute to say thank you to those who have helped you get here today. Will the spring 2019 class of Middle Georgia State University please rise? Now join. Let's give them a round of applause. After that warm round of applause, candidates, let's ask you to turn around and give a round of applause to those who have helped you be here today. Please remain standing and invite everyone else to stand as well as we hear the singing of our national anthem by Dr. Robert McTire, Chair of New Media and Cultural Arts Department in the College of Arts and Sciences.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight? For the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home
Thank you, Dr. McTire. You may be seated. There is one other very significant group that has supported you, candidates for graduation, and enriched your educational experience. The Middle Georgia State University Foundation, represented here today by the Honorable Edward D. Lukemire, Chief Judge of the Superior Court of Houston County Judicial Circuit, who is an alumnus of this institution. He graduated from what was then Macon Junior College in 1974. His continued involvement and support of our students sets a wonderful example for our soon-to-be alumni. The Middle Georgia State Foundation strives to improve the lives of people in Middle Georgia by enabling our students, faculty, and staff to achieve extraordinary results. Some of our graduates have benefited from Foundation scholarships. Many of you have participated in Foundation-sponsored academic programs and activities. And all of you have studied in modern classrooms and labs and a library outfitted in part with Foundation-funded equipment and technology. Judge Lukemire, we deeply appreciate your involvement in Middle Georgia State as an alumnus and the generosity of our foundation. Thank you for your leadership. Please join me in welcoming the Honorable Edward D. Lukemire.
Good afternoon. You are the last group, and tell me if I'm wrong, I'm just assuming they saved the best for last. All right. I want to welcome you to a very special day in your lives, and certainly in the history of this university. My name, again, is Ed Lukemire. I'm an alumnus of this institution, and it's an honor for me to speak with you today on behalf of the Alumni Association. Excuse me. The association is made up of civic and business leaders in the Middle Georgia area who recognize that this institution is one of the region's most valuable assets. I know from experience that the degrees that you receive today will be of tremendous value. They will communicate to the world that you can finish what you start, you are intellectually curious, you know how to think critically, and you want to succeed. When I graduated from what was then Macon Junior College, I went on to Mercer University. I received my undergraduate and law degrees there. And I've had the good fortune to work in the federal court system, first for some federal judges, later with the U.S. Attorney's Office, worked as a state prosecutor, was district attorney of the Houston Circuit, and for 22 years plus, I've been on the bench as a Superior Court judge. It was this place that contributed greatly to my having these opportunities, these experiences, because it was in this place that I learned how to learn, and I learned how to enjoy the process of learning. I also know from experience that whatever name this place had when you were growing up or when you started here, I mean, it's changed a number of times, but that's not really important. What's important are the values that the alumni embody. You now join the ranks of alumni, proud sons and daughters of this great institution. And regardless of whether your diploma says Macon Junior College, Middle Georgia College, Macon State College, Middle Georgia State University, I probably left one out, but it does not matter. We stand united in this institution's values of stewardship, engagement, adaptability, and learning. You leave today to begin the next chapter of your lives, but we want you to come back often. Some of you will, as you'll be studying, doing graduate work. You might come back in the fall for homecoming. There may be some other reason, but whenever you return, you're going to find a university that has been built on the reputation of graduates like yourselves and the faculty and staff who have poured their lives into yours. Just as your success today reflects well on your family and your community, what you do going forward will reflect well on this institution. I encourage you to stay connected to Middle Georgia State. The students and alumni here share a strong bond with each other and with our alma mater. Learn to appreciate and utilize the tightly knit and spirited network of MGA alumni who are spread literally over the world. The friendships that you've made here and the network you'll continue to form with fellow alumni are worth your time. Stay in touch with us. Support the work of the foundation and encourage and mentor those who will come behind you. You do not ever know when something you say or do influences someone and encourages them to a higher purpose in life. It's now my pleasure, my great honor, to install each of you as members of the Middle Georgia State University Alumni Association. This organization proudly supports the academic excellence, the best interest and traditions of MGA, and its more than 40,000 alumni, again, worldwide. We strive to help you stay connected with your university and hope you will continue to make the organization stronger through your participation and your support. So, on behalf of the Alumni Association and Foundation, congratulations, graduates, and welcome into this community, this family of Middle Georgia State alumni. Congratulations.
Thank you, Judge Lukemire. Good afternoon. My name is Chris Blake, and I have the honor of serving as president of Middle Georgia State University. Each year, our Student Honors, Awards, and Graduation Committee, with the approval of me as president, designates one student from the entire senior class as the President's Scholar. Students of all of this university's campuses are eligible for this award. The student chosen must have an outstanding academic record, have been involved in campus and community service, and must demonstrate characteristics indicating the promise of a very strong future. The individual selected to represent the senior class of 2019 exceeds all the qualities we look for in our President's Scholar. This student is a highly motivated and intellectually talented individual. She embodies the characteristics of a true scholar. She has studied abroad, participated in experiential learning opportunities, conducted action research, and presented at the Future Georgia Educators Conference and the Georgia Council for Teachers of Mathematics Conference. One of her professors writes, "Taylor consistently stands out among her peers by always delivering exceptional work. She continues to impress me by the way she applies what she has learned in planning lessons that meet the needs of diverse students." Today, she graduates magna cum laude with a Bachelor of Science degree in elementary special education. After graduation, she will move a little closer to the beach, to the Brunswick and St. Simons Island area, to continue her teaching at Waynesville Primary School. Additionally, she plans to pursue her master's and specialist degrees in education and to obtain an ESOL endorsement. It is my great pleasure to introduce Middle Georgia State University's President's Scholar for the class of 2019, Ms. Taylor Cravey. Taylor.
Good afternoon, fellow graduates, professors, family members, friends, distinguished guests, and President Blake. Fellow graduates, we did it. It may not have been easy. In fact, it was quite difficult at times, but we did it. It is an honor to speak at this year's graduation ceremonies to commemorate our successes and to close this chapter of our lives. In speaking for the class of 2019, I would like to talk a little about the past few years and about what the future holds for each of us. At some point, we all had our first day here at Middle Georgia State University. I was 18 years old and was quite nervous about my first day of college. I did not think I would be able to find my classes, I would be late, or I would make a bad impression on my professors. Thankfully, I started on the Dublin campus, which is quite small, so I was able to successfully find my classes in no time, which I loved. It felt like home. All the professors I encountered during my first semester were not only welcoming, but also each and every one of them were advocates for their students' education. Throughout the last 4 years, the campuses I moved to did get bigger, but the welcoming feeling I had in each classroom never changed. All of my professors, each and every single one of them, strive to mentor and educate us to become the best we could be. I don't think that can be found at any other university. Middle Georgia State University has been a home for each of us, and I couldn't think of a better university at which to earn my degree. Looking towards the future, I find that we are all prepared for whatever comes our way. We have succeeded in graduating, and now a new chapter is about to begin in each of our lives. I want to offer 3 takeaways to help each of us succeed in the future. First, to successfully make it to this point, we all had to set goals. We are all great in our own way because of the goals we have set forth in our life. We have all achieved the goal of graduating, so what is your next goal? Muhammad Ali once said, "What keeps me going is goals," and I find that to be true in my life. Greatness means pushing yourself and working towards your goals to be the best version of yourself. Following your dreams to achieve your goals is by far the greatest thing you can ever do for yourself. Setting goals will be the key to your future successes. Goals are not only special for events like graduation, but goals should be ongoing throughout your life. Prioritize who you are and who you want to be. Second, use your mistakes to build your future. We can allow our mistakes to discourage us, we can ignore them completely, or we can learn from our mistakes. Mistakes should not be feared. Use mistakes to learn and help you build your successes up. As a teacher, I have made many mistakes. Children are not always easy people to work with, but learning from my mistakes has helped me become a better teacher. Third, I encourage you to travel. Take the trip, see the city you want to see, and experience other cultures. The world has so much to offer, so go out into it and see it. One of the greatest things Middle Georgia has offered to me was the ability to study abroad. It was one of the greatest experiences I have ever had. I encourage everyone to travel and see the world. It opens your eyes to so many new things and adventures that should not be taken for granted. When you leave here today, what will you do next? Most of us will start jobs, move, or continue our education. Every day will not be easy, no matter what your job is and what you are doing in life. If you work hard and prioritize who you are and who you want to be, you will thrive in this new chapter of your life. Through everything I have said today and everything else you will hear, it's most important to remember to find success for yourself and always find the joy in your work. No matter where you go and what you do, always remember to be your true self and never be afraid to stand out from the crowd. From the wise words of one of the greatest professors and people I have ever known, Dr. Shamani Shakwambi, it takes courage to grow up and become who you really are. Thank you and congratulations.
Thank you, Taylor. Let's give another round of applause on behalf of the class of 2019. Thank you. Now it is my great pleasure to introduce our Spring 2019 Commencement speaker. For 15 years as a busy mother with a demanding career at the University of Colorado School of Medicine, Mary Laverty tried the super person route, and she failed. One day, while furiously working away at her computer and shouting at the kids to keep their distance, she realized in her zeal to get everything done, she had become disconnected from her family, from her work, and from the person she wanted to be. Now an international speaker, consultant, and writer, Laverty is also president of Life Balance Incorporated, a company devoted to spreading the message of finding balance through connection. She is the author of numerous best-selling books, including Stop Screaming at the Microwave, How to Connect Your Disconnected Life, and I Used to Have a Handle on Life, but It Broke, and 6 Power Solutions for Women with Too Much to Do, and most recently, The Invitation, when you're ready to take your next step. Laverty has helped to impact the lives of people all over the world, sharing her strategies for staying connected to what matters most. She has also been a guest on ABC 2020 about women and stress, and she has appeared on the Oprah Winfrey Show 4 times. Please join me in welcoming President of Life Balance Incorporated, Miss Mary Laverty.
President Blake, trustees, faculty, students, family, and guests. And congratulations. to the 2019 Middle Georgia State University graduates. I haven't stopped grinning all day. Now, graduates, this is the part of the ceremony where the commencement speaker finally reveals to you the secret to success. Aren't you glad you came? Well, I took my assignment very seriously. I mean, what is the secret? Should I tell you to dream big, to believe in yourself, to work hard? Well, these are all very noble concepts, but I have a different idea. I believe that success in your life is going to hinge on what you're willing to quit. Yes, you came all this way for me to tell you that the secret is you should become a quitter. So I understand that that's not what we've been told. A quitter never wins, and a winner never quits. But actually, I think the opposite of that is true. And here's how that works. Whatever you decide you want, whether it's a great career or a loving relationship or a brand new pickup truck, whatever it is, it's not going to be possible unless you are willing to get rid of what is in the middle of that, what is in the way. If you don't, it's going to feel like you are swimming in wet cement. Lots of effort and struggle with very little to show for it. Einstein said, nothing happens until something moves. And my corollary to that is nothing moves until you get things out of the way. So what do you quit? Well, you quit everything that's in the way of what you want. It could be too much time spent on social media or thinking that you're not good enough. Maybe it's perfectionism or worrying about what other people think of you. Maybe it's too many beers on the weekend. When do you quit? You know, usually sooner than you think. My favorite anti-campaign slogan or anti-smoking campaign slogan is cold turkey is better than dead duck. On the other hand, you may need to get still, to meditate or pray, take your time and inquire within. The answers will come to you. How do you quit? Quit as consciously and confidently and gracefully as you can in a style that is consistent with your highest values. You might quit in stages, with a GoFundMe campaign, or use the help of a good psychotherapist. See yourself succeeding. Why do you quit? Well, first of all, because it is in the way of what you want. But secondly, you quit because paradoxically, while the process might be very difficult in the short run, it's almost always easier in the long run. It's like taking off a leaden coat before you scale the mountain. So today, I want to share 3 things with you that I think you should quit. First, quit thinking that you have to know. You might be experiencing some of that now. A few years ago, the graduating students of Wood College class who were tired of being asked incessantly, "So, what are you going to do now?" wore buttons on their gowns that read, "Don't ask me, I don't know." Some people will tell you that if you do not know, you should fake it till you make it. This is such a bad idea. Its alleged truth is based on the premise that we have to know pretty much everything, pretty much all the time, and that if we don't, our value goes down and we are destined to fail. And therefore, the reasoning goes, we must never let anyone guess that we don't know. The real truth? It's okay not to know. In fact, getting comfortable with not knowing is a vitally important piece of the puzzle. I call it being able to comfortably live in I have no idea what I'm doing-ville. Ironically, geniuses are particularly good at not knowing. Leonardo Da Vinci, perhaps the greatest genius of all time, believed that his ability to embrace uncertainty, ambiguity, and paradox was one of the secrets to his brilliance. So instead of faking it, we can cultivate what Da Vinci called confusion endurance, the ability to thrive in the tension of not knowing. If you're still tempted to fake it till you make it, I'd like to tell you about Tom, a graduate in aeronautical engineering, who after graduation got the opportunity to interview for his dream job, being an International Space Station flight controller at NASA in Houston. During this coveted interview, he was asked, "Why do the astronauts float in space?" This question trips up many applicants when they answer that it's because of a lack of gravity in space. There is gravity in space. Without it, there'd be nothing to hold the satellites in orbit. But Tom knew the correct answer. He replied, "The astronauts aren't floating, they're falling. They're falling 17,500 miles an hour, the same speed as the space station. Gravity is what makes their fall a circle around the Earth." Then the interviewer asked him a second question. In a room completely sealed to the outside, if you opened the refrigerator door, would the room get cooler? Again, most applicants stumble on this question when they pick the obvious answer. But Tom knew this answer too. He said, because no engine is 100% efficient, as it works, it creates heat. And without a way to vent that heat, the room will get warmer. Tom was acing the interview. Then he was asked the third question. At first, he thought he didn't know the answer. But he took his time. He went deep into the recesses of his brain. He looked the interviewer in the eye and said with complete confidence, "I don't know." Tom went home that day knowing he had just blown the interview. His dream was over. He was right, however, that his last answer was the turning point in the interview. Because had the questioner gotten even a whiff that Tom was guessing, he would have been immediately disqualified. As he explained to me, it is okay not to know everything. Even if you're running the space station, NASA only hires people who can set aside their pride and say, "I don't know," and then find someone who does. Tom said you can't guess and tell the astronaut to open a certain valve. If it's the wrong one and it opens to space, 6 people on board just died. He summed up the importance of believing that it is okay not to know in 4 words. They must trust you. It is understandably not easy to live, and I have no idea what I'm doing, Bill. But when you don't know, it doesn't mean you're lost, and it doesn't mean you're stuck. It means that if you can thrive in the tension of not knowing, you will find your way. And it's okay if you don't yet know exactly how. The second thing I think you should quit: ghosting. In 2017, Webster's Dictionary added this new word. I will now read the definition of ghosting so that your parents will know what we're talking about. Ghosting is the practice of abruptly cutting off all contact with someone, such as a former romantic partner, by no longer accepting or responding to calls and messages, as in, we were dating for 2 months and then without warning, I got ghosted. Unfortunately, ghosting has now spread to the workplace. Applicants blow off their scheduled interviews. New hires turn into no-shows with no reason given. And some employees just leave work and never return. We erroneously think that by cutting off communication, we can avoid unpleasant conflicts and hurting someone's feelings. But that's not what happens. Psychologists warn of the dangers of ghosting. They describe the behavior as passive-aggressive, cowardly, reflecting emotional immaturity, and deeply, deeply hurting others. Ghosting is also contagious. Having been ghosted, you are now more likely to ghost others. Dr. Marty Nemko, in an article in Psychology Today, wrote this, and I quote, "Straight talk to ghosters. I'll be unvarnished. Whether in your work or personal life, ghosting is beyond rude. It's cruel. Respond, even if it's just to respond with a one-liner. Otherwise, you need to face that you're not the good person you claim to be." I know his message is unvarnished indeed, but I decided to be bold here and include it because it doesn't take much not to ghost. All you need is a simple response, and while an actual face-to-face conversation is often better, the simple response will work. "Thanks, but I got another job. I wanted you to know I changed my mind. I don't think we're a match," is the humane thing to do. Ghosting offers nothing good to either the ghoster or the ghosted. Why? 4 words. Because they must trust you. And the third thing I think you should quit is quit believing that if it's to be, it's up to me. What happens to you is never just up to you. You will do nothing alone. But even if you could, if you were the sole exception to the no man is an island rule, you would miss the human experience. We thrive only when we connect. Harvard psychology professor Daniel Gilbert, an expert on happiness, wrote, "If I had to summarize all the scientific literature on the causes of human happiness in one word, it would be social. We are by far the most social species on earth. If I wanted to predict your happiness and I could only know one thing about you, I wouldn't want to know your gender, religion, health, or income. I'd want to know about your friends and your family and the strength of your bonds with them." I have been globetrotting for the last 25 years with this message: when you can't keep up, connect. Because the real truth, connection is the solution to just about every problem you will ever face. Now, this doesn't mean that you don't dream and make plans and persist and throw everything you've got into something. It just means that the minute you think it's all up to you, you're cooked. So find partners and allies and teachers and mentors and champions of your cause. Join a community and stay connected to your family and friends, and call your mother. Why? 4 words. Because you must trust them. One heads up, when you decide to quit something, no doubt you're going to get some pushback. When you do, I want you to remember this anonymous truism. Opportunity may knock only once, but temptation leans on the doorbell. You will be seduced with advice that tells you to just keep things the way they are. Stay focused on the prize. You can do this. I have been fascinated with the power of quitting for many years. At first, I thought I was very clever for having discovered this important truth, but it turns out I'm not the only one who knows about this. Author Brené Brown of TED Talk fame wrote, "If you want to figure out the way, start with what's in the way." And Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor in the 2nd century, said, "What stands in the way is the way." And that's how universal truths work. Each generation has an opportunity to rediscover it and put it into practice. And now, it's your turn. What will you quit? Years from now, when you say to your friends, "Let me tell you about the time I quit," you will see in your story that your actions sprang from a clear intention and led you to a good life in ways you probably never expected. And you will be grateful that you knew that one of the secrets to success, winners quit. I am very excited for you. I wish you a juicy, wonderful, exciting life. Congratulations.
Thank you, Ms. Laverty, for those inspiring words. In my introduction earlier, I spoke about Mary's national and international connections, but she also has a very local connection here to us at Middle Georgia State, because last year Miss Laverty and her husband, Captain Greg Cohn of United Airlines, they established the Captain Greg Cohn Scholarship for Women in Aviation to help advance the opportunities for women to have careers in aviation. And in honor of your presence today and your time spent with us and your commitment to helping our programs, I am pleased to announce that my wife Melody and I will be making a contribution of $1,500 to support your scholarship in aviation. Ladies and gentlemen, Mrs. Mary Laverty. Thank you. Provost Anderson, would you help present the candidates, please?
Thank you, Dr. Blake. On behalf of the faculty, it is now my honor to congratulate the Spring 2019 graduates on this special occasion. Commencement is a time of recognition of your academic accomplishments, so we join your family and friends in celebrating your success. And now, assisting with the presentation of degree candidates are President Blake, the academic deans, our registrar, Ms. Diane Mitchell, and Associate Provost, Dr. Mary Wern.
Good afternoon. I'm Mary Wern, Associate Provost here at Middle Georgia State University, and it is my great pleasure to call forth each of the graduates participating in today's ceremony. Candidates for degrees from the Georgia Academy, please come forward to receive congratulations from Dr. Fuller, Provost Anderson, and President Blake. Bryce D. Bussert, President's List Scholar. Samuel D. O'Neill, President's List Scholar. Evan C. Robers, Dean's List Scholar. Benedict Tong. Michaela K. Verdi, President's List Scholar. Grayson N. Kemp. Caitlin E. Kennard. Gabrielle T. Luce. Andrea Christine Mines, Dean's List Scholar. Alera Ojo. Amelia Day Roseboom. Joel D. Smith, President's List Scholar. John W. Veerboom, President's List Scholar. Candidates for undergraduate degrees in the College of Arts and Sciences, please come forward to receive congratulations from Deans William, Provost Anderson, and President Blake. The following are receiving BAs in English. Taylor Ayers, magna cum laude, President's List Scholar. Erin C. Byington. Sydney Michelle Causey, cum laude, Dean's List Scholar. Sakena Grover, cum laude, Dean's List Scholar. Benjamin W. Payton. Lara Persiana, magna cum laude, President's List Scholar. Deanna Rivero. From the Department of History and Political Science, April Denise Gardner. Rakana Patel. Lance C. Reed. Wendy Sharp. Caleb Matthew Vega. From the Department of Mathematics, Curtis Martin. From the Department of Media, Culture, and the Arts, Shawnice Addison, magna cum laude, Dean's List Scholar. Zadora X. Banegas. Kimberly Brooks McClin. Daryl A. Brundage. Nikea A. Conyers, magna cum laude, Dean's List Scholar. Jason Cormier. Brittany Danielle Irvin. Aaron Frederick. Devin Stephen Harriman. Hannah Hartman. Brian Henderson. Christy Yvonne Mims. Marion Ogidi Adediran. Jalen Pope, cum laude, Dean's List Scholar. Ashley Marcia Powell. Jordan A. West. Sharkia Wright. Teresa Alcantar. Ryan Edward Ashford, President's List Scholar. Sydney Ethan Bryan. Mary L. E. George, Dean's List Scholar. Donald Tyrese Terrell. Caitlin I. Hicks Anderson. Jana A. Israel. Kendall S. Johnson, Dean's List Scholar. Brian Adam Kasim. Caitlin Marie Oliveira. Rebecca A. Rubinov, President's List Scholar. Kaya M. Smith. Laurel B. Sparks, President's List Scholar. From the Department of Natural Sciences, Stephanie Jacobs Ard. Laura M. Cocoma Hernandez, magna cum laude, President's List Scholar. Samuel Joseph Finch. Terry Gordon. Ashley Danielle Howard. Isabella Aiden Lintz. Rachel Moffett. Krinaben Patel. Simone Dominique Permal. Jenna Pollard, summa cum laude, President's List Scholar. Mary Catherine Stewart. Connor Wainwright. Cameron Patrick Walker. Candidates for undergraduate degrees in the School of Aviation, please come forward to receive congratulations from Dean Clark, Provost Anderson, and President Blake. From the Department of Air Traffic Management, Philip Lindsay. From the Department of Aviation Maintenance Structural Technology, Hunter R. Cohen, Dean's List Scholar. Dwayne Allen. Mitchell Logan Payne, President's List Scholar. Arthur James Anderson. Austin Michael Derflinger. Andrew Madison Painter. Mark V. Polhemus. Ryan J. Schwab. Hunter Teague Seidel. Austin J. Sharp. Joshua Paul Spires. Tyler L. Townsend. Noah Elijah Wilcox. Chase James Wilson. From the Department of Aviation Science Management, Casey Allen Artman, President's List Scholar. Xavier LeBron Betts. Harrison P. Brown. Dennis A. Donalchuk, cum laude, Dean's List Scholar. Jennifer Morgan Davis. Michael Neal Dias. Seth Thomas Ellsworth, magna cum laude, Dean's List Scholar. Richard James Griffin, cum laude, Dean's List Scholar. Emily Carden Hazard, summa cum laude, President's List Scholar. Michael Nabinger Henley. Jose Refugio Hernandez. Kennedy Susan Morgan, magna cum laude, Dean's List Scholar. Take Sun Nam, magna cum laude, Dean's List Scholar. Lorenzo Carl Papacino. David V. Fahn. William A. Podkulski, cum laude, Dean's List Scholar. Angelica Maria Sandoval, magna cum laude, President's List Scholar. Jacob Chandler Smith. Michael Shalani, magna cum laude, Dean's List Scholar. John Christopher Techman. Jackson Lee Wasden. Jacob Hunter White, magna cum laude, Dean's List Scholar. Trinae Crystal Yates. Tony Johnson. Candidates for degrees in the Master of Science in Information Technology, please come forward to receive congratulations from Dean Kuhang, Dean Cantwell, Provost Anderson, and President Blake. Time to practice this one. Almond. Jimmy Alleman Jr. Yes! Alexis Renee Brockington. Oh, this is going to be a challenge. Joseph Hunt Dent. Jamie Sott Hall. Erica Lachey Jackson. James Kazmierski. Harry Lal. Shanicia Latrice Merriweather. Oops. Simeon Abiola Alomo. Keandra Aliyah Thomas. Ashwinia Vardini Vigneshwar. Jesse C. Wilhite. Elizabeth Rushing Williams. Tom Charles William III. Candidates for undergraduate degrees in the School of Information Technology, please come forward to receive congratulations from Dean Kuhang, Provost Anderson, and President Blake. Brian Eugene Boyd, cum laude, Dean's List Scholar. Daniel A. Brown. Janan C. Kabahug, cum laude, Dean's List Scholar. Stefan Lorenzo Candice. Jesus Cortez. Robert Gibb Cotton, President's List Scholar. Daniel F. Depew. Thomas Onebuche Hastrap. Tanner J. Hughes, cum laude, Dean's List Scholar. Michael S. Kuhang, summa cum laude, President's List Scholar. Jessica Lango. Brandon M. Lewis. Louis B. McDonald, magna cum laude, President's List Scholar. Nicholas Cole Marshall, cum laude, Dean's List Scholar. Jaleel Megawan. Bryson Jamal Mills. Mohammed Adnan Vajadali Momin. Ricky A. Omobode. Charles Albert Owen, magna cum laude, Dean's List Scholar. Silka Magdalena Patel, cum laude, Dean's List Scholar. Richard Tyler Price, cum laude, Dean's List Scholar. Kiera Monique Rice. Micah Benjamin Scott, magna cum laude, Dean's List Scholar. Megan Jean Shuttlesworth. Stejune Snyder. Torres Stewart. Arsha Marissa Ussery. Jarvis Quintez Walker. Kelvin Wright.
President Blake, on behalf of the faculty, I proudly present these candidates who have now satisfied all requirements for graduation and ask that you confer degrees upon them.
Thank you, Provost Anderson. And now we come to the most formal bit of the ceremony. By the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents of the University System of Georgia, I hereby confirm upon each of you the degree or the certificate you have so diligently pursued with all of the rights and the responsibilities thereunto appertaining. Congratulations to the class of 2019. You're there. Okay. I think they were more sleepy this morning. I think you guys have woken up. Okay, now you've also earned an additional right, signifying your passing just a moment ago from being a candidate for graduation to now that of a graduate and an alum. We will engage in a tradition which we began 5 years ago at commencement. Traditionally, I ask the first row of graduates to turn their tassels, but we're doing it differently now because I am proud to welcome back, to join us in this ritual, a group of Middle Georgia State alumni who are going to come to the front here, and let's welcome them back. These are all recent graduates. Let's welcome. So, hey graduates, if you like this next bit, you might want to do this yourself and come back next year when we do it. So what we're going to do in a moment is have our alumni, they're going to say hello to the person in front of them, and then they're going to move the tassel from the right side of your hat to the left side, because from now on, for always, that tassel will go on your left side. They're going to do that to the first row. I'd like the first row, after they've done that, to turn around, say hello to the person behind, and do it to them, and so on, and so on. And I know you'll get this because you're bright people with a degree. So on the count of three, alumni, 1, 2, 3, let's go. Our most recent graduates of Middle Georgia State University, welcome to being alumni. So I'd like, as your president, had a few final words to our newest graduates. Our faculty and our staff who are here today to join in your celebration, they have worked with you to bring out the very best in you. We have a phrase, find your greatness at Middle Georgia State. They have helped you Find what is great and what still will be found in your lives ahead that is great and new. Some of you, we know, will be coming back to Middle Georgia State. We look forward to welcoming you to a graduate program in the near future. Others of you will be pursuing your lives and your careers in this area and elsewhere. But no matter where you go, you will always be our alumni and sons and daughters of MGA. This is a special and an enduring relationship. We will always take pride in your success. And I have one very important request of you that is reminiscent of the warning that Miss Laverdi gave us about ghosting. Do not ghost your families and friends and the people that have helped you here today. In the next few days, let them know what you have achieved and thank them and tell them what you are hoping you will do with this new knowledge and degree. As educated individuals, it is your responsibility to help your loved ones and our society appreciate the value, the purpose, and the meaning of earning a degree. Your degrees are given to you not just for yourselves, but to build the common good. Throughout this ceremony, we've been talking about transitions, both yours at this time and this institution's. And it is my great pleasure now to introduce our Alma Mater, a tradition we began as we became a university in 2015. In singing the Alma Mater, I am grateful that Dr. Robert McTarr will rejoin us, and please join us and stand in singing our Alma Mater, Knights of Truth and Honor. Dr. McTarr.
The text is on the back of your programs. Through the rolling hills of Georgia, in the heart of the great Peach State, we build the future shaping lives. The quest is ours to take, with boundless possibilities and the lessons of the past. We sons and daughters of MGA, our friendships everlast. We knights of truth and honor, with knowledge as our sword, we raise our voices loud and clear. Hearts at MGA.
Please remain standing as the platform party recesses. Graduates, family, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, I declare that the 2019 spring commencement exercises are concluded. Godspeed.